is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome to the discussion for Arkham Horror, the card game. Now this discussion is strictly for the Night of the Zealot campaign, so I actually have, by the way, done all of this. Earlier, I think in each game I was like, I'm pretty sure I've only done this one. No, wait, I remember doing this one. Yeah, I have, I just thought I did.
Did you fight it?
Yes, I did actually. And you know where you can do spoiler, but I mean, this kind of whole series is a little bit of spoilers because you make decisions. If you have Lita, you can sacrifice her.
Oh.
You can sacrifice her to him to not completely kill it.
Oh.
I don't know what. Actually, I wonder what happens if. Replace the current act and the agenda with the Devourer below. This card is both current. Yeah. So if he would have woken up, and Mordaunt is 6 health, but he has a 5 strength. He's massive. Oh no, he gets 4 health per investigator, so he would have been at 14. At the end of each investigator's turn, you ready him. As an action, if you control Lita Chandler, it's only after her you throw Lita to Mordaunt in order to spare your lives. But you know what his damage is? 3 damage and 3 mental.
Ew. Yeah,
he just fucks you up almost immediately. So, I don't know what the fuck he is, though. He just seems to be a whirlwind of evil. Yeah.
Yep, he's just a whirlwind of tentacles.
So, yeah, last time I did it, the campaign went, we burned the house down.
We after her!
Fuck this! She got us into this! It was interesting because, yeah, we burned the house down, and then, which allowed us to keep her, which was awesome because she's super helpful whenever you get her as an ally, because it's just like, boost your attack and also extra damage, so you just deal a shit ton. And then, yeah, and then she comes into play later on with this, where you can sacrifice her. So here's the thing. I don't like, I really don't buy into living card games, as you know, because they seem to just be like a cash grab, and I don't really like deck building, but this is like one of those exceptions that I truly enjoy the experience. One, because of the theme. I love Arkham Horror. I always have. Almost anything Arkham Horror I'm going to love. Almost. But
Pandemic.
It doesn't... Huh?
Pandemic.
Yeah, almost. Reign of Cthulhu. Even though... Yeah, anyway. With this, it doesn't really feel like deck building. Because you can just start with the base... Oh, this is just what they come with. You can actually... You can deck build from the beginning.
Just level up your cards.
Yeah. And then, so with this one, it's like, oh, okay, it's very limited. By the time you only have certain experience, and you're like, okay, well, mainly 1 or 2 cards are going in. And I'm just going to replace them with, the weaker versions of that. Which I think is perfectly fine. But it also allows that, for those who do love deck building, from the beginning, they can just build their beginning decks for whoever they want to play as. And with that, I think that this game does a really good job at making each person feel unique. Whereas, yes, sometimes we'll have similar cards. By the time you're continuing with the campaign, you're almost going to have completely unique decks. Like, we had completely different characters and different roles.
Right.
That at the beginning, we both felt super useful because you were getting all the clues, which were helping while I was defending and fighting them off. Second one was a little bit like that, except that one was more investigation. Whereas this one was more combat.
Right.
So, once we like...
It's like, I'm helping.
Right,
I'm helping.
What are you doing? Like, oh, I'm just...
I'm running away!
Exactly. Well, you placed all those shortcuts, which allowed us to jump back and kill all those guys before this thing fucking woke up.
I thought that was kind of neat. Just a little railroad.
Yeah, it was extremely helpful.
Free.
Exactly. And so, I think the last time I played this, it was very difficult to get clues because the person that my friend at the time was playing was kind of a jack of all trades. Did a little bit of getting clues, did a little bit of fighting, but not really strong in any area. like, I'm pretty weak at getting clues unless I kill monsters, and I'm, like, searching their bodies. I'm like, aha! And then you're just all about clues, and I'm like, man, can you at least kill a cultist? Please help me out.
It's like, but it's hard.
It's like, every time I imagine you killing him, it's like you tripped and he like fell on top of the knife that you're like, oops! And then he dies. So I just want to get that out of the way. And also because it's co-op. Like, I really like the fact that we work together throughout this campaign, which is also choice-based. Like, once you're done with the campaign, it's like, okay, well, how did it end? Like I said, lead investigator gets to choose sometimes what happens. You got to make a choice to keep your house open.
And that was, like, the only choice?
Yeah.
All the rest was more time sensitive.
It was really, yeah, how did it end? I'm assuming probably in later campaigns they add more choices. Right. But even then, it helped because we got to keep your house, which you can go and heal. In fact, it doesn't say it. But, which was neat because I didn't have that. And it actually
they really
saved
wanted you
me.
to burn your house down. Like, oh, you get Lita, and she's a huge buff, and you can throw her to the wolves.
Well, actually, here, let's see what happens, because if you throw her, in the face of this horror, you don't believe there is anything you can do to stop it. You have one hope if you are to survive. You turn on Lita and throw her at the terrible monstrosity, watching in dread as its swirling void-like mass consumes her. She cries out in torment as the life is sucked from her body. Amordoth, the cultists chant. Lita Chandler vanishes without a trace. For a moment, you fear that the creature will now turn on you, but you hear one of the cultists say, Amordoth is just a god who claims only the guilty and the dead. Go, and you shall be spared. The swirling mass vanishes, and warmth and light returns to the woods. The cultists slink away, leaving you alive. Lita's last moments are forever etched in your memory. Here's what happens. If you do that, you suffer 2 physical trauma and 2 mental trauma, as the mere sight of Amordoth has taken its toll on your body and mind. The guilt over sacrificing Lita forever haunts your memory. You must search a collection for madness and add it to your deck.
So a madness and...
And you only gain victory X value on each card. So you can do that to not fight it, but you're going to get fucked for making that decision. That's the decision we made, and that's what I like about it, is because you don't know... Well, at least the first time, because now we know. If we went through it, let's not sacrifice it because we're going to get fucked.
We did it quick, and we nailed it.
And probably telling you that ruined that experience if we ever wanted to go back and do it. But I kind of knew anyway. I remembered you could sacrifice her, but obviously if you don't get her, you can't do that. So the base game is going to give you your 3 campaigns that you can play through relatively quickly. Like, I think each of them took maybe 3 hours total, which can be kind of a bummer. But the fact that there's so many, I think what I told you, like 16 total at this point. 2 more are still set to come out this year to finish up the 3rd big box campaign. Wow. So right now they're roughly around at 18, maybe 20, because they have side scenarios that aren't tied to a campaign. They're just, hey, go do this. And so I really like that. What did you like?
Well, I am always a sucker for character development. Like, like leveling. I always do that. It's like, experience points, and now I get to put it towards different skills and upgrade them, and now I'm just more powerful for it. All the while stacking mental trauma to balance you out.
Right. So
you just start weaker.
Right.
I didn't like how the campaigns just give you finish the campaign, congratulations, you're permanently scarred.
Right.
So it's like, even if I wanted to carry over my character, it's like, now you've just made it almost impossible. Well, like in your situation when you only have 5,
it's kind of
and any mental trauma they just apply to you, it's over.
Yep. I mean, that's kind of the thing, is like, Arkham horror is hard. Like, you're regular people fighting gods and just demons and just horrible, horrendous shit. That it doesn't really bother me because, one, I'm just used to Arkham horror and Eldritch horror and all those games being just brutal. They're just always unforgiving. Like, which I really like, because thematically, if we were set in this world, everything good that happens is very rare, and you cherish those moments. Like the 0, oh my god, yes! When normally it's like, oh, it's -4. Okay, cool. Because you're just regular people. I'm just a federal agent. I'm not a superhero fighting these gods. You're just...
I am.
You are?
Rex Murphy.
You're the Dash.
I can get away from any situation.
What is your thing?
What?
Your title.
The reporter.
Yeah, so you're a fucking journalist that got sucked into this terrible situation that it's up to us to fight to fend it off. And so it makes sense that we wouldn't be able to witness a swirling mass of demon god energy and just be like, oh, thank God that went away. You know? And I think it's meant to be difficult because who knows, maybe in other campaigns that if you do certain things you can remove trauma. Mm-hmm. I don't know. But that's the thing, is like you can always, even though you start with it, unless you get trauma that's just like, by the way, you're now insane. Mm-hmm. There's enough characters that it's like, alright, well that was his story. Mm-hmm. Roland went through the Night of the Zealot.
Yeah, and they don't really intend for you to get stupidly powerful, right. Have all the best cards.
Yeah, exactly. They all level 5s.
Right. It's like, you've activated my trap card.
Where you just demolish everything. Yeah, they're gonna go insane and you play new characters. Mm-hmm. But I can see why that would be annoying. So you didn't like that.
I mean, I like it. I mean, I like the locations. I like the investigation. I mean, I haven't tried any other classes, but they all seem to have kind of a purpose. I don't know what the Survivor, the Mystic, or the or I forget what the other one did.
There's Survivor, Rogue, Mystic, Seeker, and Guardian. You're a Seeker. I'm a Guardian. Mm-hmm. They tell you somewhere over the rain.
Survivor might be like good at healing or some shit.
I think so. Classes here. Let's see. If that's even in here, it's not. Whatever. But yeah, they all have their purpose, mm-hmm. And I think, and it depends, because this can be played with 4 people, mm-hmm. Which I didn't know. A lot of people like this solo, because it scales for that, which I do like. It's not just like if you're playing with 2 or 4 people, because then that just means, oh, okay, more clues are going to show up in spots, but the acts and the agenda, well, the agendas are where the doom, but the acts are now going to require more clues. Like the last one that we had, where was it, this one? Yeah, we would have needed 2 clues we would have needed 8 clues if we were at 4 people. But that also means, it's like, oh, well, that's more people doing actions, that's 12, wow. Yeah, 12 total actions that people are doing, but that's also 4 more cards that you're drawing, which means more creatures. But so I think it balances out pretty well, depending on any number of players. I can definitely see this being a really good solo game. Things I don't, man, I really don't have a whole lot of complaints about it. I guess I would say, yeah, you can just get randomly hosed, even though you do the best possible outcome. Yeah, like Roland, unfortunately, is not meant to handle trauma.
He's already got enough on his plate.
Exactly.
He's already done enough horrible deeds.
His cover-up, I
just gives you more mental trauma.
If I don't get rid of those clues. Thematic to his backstory, but still, it can suck. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Oh, what do you think of... Because you remember... I don't know if you remember Elder Tor a whole lot, but, I mean, I'm sure you remember well enough that every skill and everything you try to pass, you roll dice for it. What do you think of the token thing? Because everyone loves this. Everyone who's reviewed this game, I'm definitely behind the, curve on that. But everyone who talked about it loves this system. Because you can mitigate it. If it is too hard, you can actually do a different setup to where instead of having 1 + 1, 2 zeros, 3 - 1s, 2 - 2s, 1 - 3 - 4, and then the fucking symbols, you can do... I don't know where it's
just remove some of the negatives, I assume.
Well, yeah, you can add more positives and stuff like that to just have an easier, lighter experience. I don't know where that's at, but you can do that. So yeah, what do you think of this? What do you think of the token draw?
I think it's weird to shuffle them.
It is.
It is weird. It's like I feel like they just stay in the same place. No matter how much you jangle them,
they're
just gonna stay in the same spot. And I'm like, I know that's where that one is.
Right, and yeah, they do kind of do that. And I did get a smaller bag, but the other one was ripped.
I do like a little better dice, I guess.
Right. I mean, I guess it's still probability.
Right.
And I don't know.
It is a little more obnoxious though.
Yeah. So what was I saying? Oh yeah. So personally, they're like the probability's still the same. I think if you were really just rolling the same dice, I don't know. I think it's different. I think it applies better in this game than Dice would. Because, well, obviously they built everything around it.
It's a lot easier to change probability with the POG system.
Exactly. So, I don't know. I personally like it. What I really, I have no complaints about this game. I think the story, the coherent story that can change from the decisions you make if you do a bad time and you don't do well and all the doom just racks up, then you just, you get the story that way. Or if you make certain decisions and certain acts that can be done, then you get it that way. And what I really like is, especially in this campaign, the house carried over how well you did at, getting the cultists in the second game carried over to make this one not start off so rough. Because if you got none, if you just shit the bed on the second one, you already start off with 3 doom on the first one, which only had 4. Which means
all those gatekeepers.
Oh, yeah.
They all have been gatekeepers.
They would have all been gatekeepers.
That would have been nasty.
Because it said, that was Act 1, Act 2. Where was it? Damn it. It was somewhere. Hold on. Why is it, impossible to find things now? That was Act 3. There was something that caused all of them to show up, but I don't remember what it was. I don't know.
Well, that would have been one sexy dynamite throw, though.
That is
it's
true.
Like 7 guys in one area, and you're like,
"Oh Akbar!" And it probably would have killed maybe some of them, and then I just run and just killing them all. Yeah, there was something that caused, we got a madness for doing that one. That one was just the Arkham Woods. Oh, that was the agenda. Yeah, so that was out of 4, which means the very next turn that would have triggered, which means you're encountering top monster and then it spawns with 1 doom on that enemy. So all it does is just speed up the ritual. Then you got a madness, and then the third one summoned him. And then that was that one. Then we had the act, which meant... There it is, yep. After the first act, after you found the trail, then search the collection for each enemy recorded in your campaign log under cultists who got away. Which would have been all of them. So then they were all just like... You're pretty much fucked at that point. You're just
all along.
Looks like someone's needs a licking. But at that point, you would have just been waiting for him to spawn and be like, yeah, we failed hardcore, and hope you got Lita. Yeah, so that's interesting. I wonder what would have happened. You probably would have just failed over and over. So I'm really excited to continue the campaign. We're going to keep rolling, and we're going to keep him until they're dead.
So we're just going to grind him into dirt.
Yeah.
Until there's nothing left of these poor.
We're gonna carry Roland and Rex on over for the campaign. See how long we can go, and then we'll bring new people in. What was your favorite thing? What's your favorite thing about this game? I don't think we ever do that. Obviously, mine's the actual campaign, the way the story progresses.
Right. I enjoy that part, but I also like the different skill checks while at the same time developing the strength of your character and expending your points.
Exactly, and I think that the level up system works pretty well too.
I like that. Yeah.
It's not just like
and how each character has different deck settings.
Yeah, to where you can't just be like, oh, I know magic all of a sudden. Like Roland can never have magic.
Yeah.
You have a few seeker, but not much. Whereas you can do.
I can have level 0 of any class, and then I can have neutral cards.
Yeah, which kind of makes sense to him because he's a researcher, so he can probably at least, hey, I know this too.
I have approximate knowledge on many things.
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't really have a whole lot of things to say. If I wanted to say really anything else, it would be that the resource management is great, the way the cards work. Oh, there is something, actually, now that I think about it, talking about resource management and how the cards work. But that almost comes with any RPG, is the fact that you can kind of get hosed on. There are a lot of little rules. From the L5R card game how it's just a bunch of different keywords, where it's like, okay, we got this card. Fuck, what does that mean? Luckily they did a...
Bow.
exactly. Or this one, aloof, massive, retaliate, just all those. Luckily, I did a good job being like, oh, okay, keyword, here it is. But a lot of little rules that you're gonna most likely be going to the rule book a lot. But they also have a really good rules reference. So it's not that big of a complaint, but it's just more of an annoyance to constantly. Especially, it's more annoying because we record this. If we were just playing casually, it wouldn't be a problem.
Right.
But since now I'm like, oh fuck, and I have to look at the rules, and then anyway. So that's probably that would be my biggest complaint with the game. But I'm very excited to continue on with this. Next is the Dunwich Legacy. That one will
like
actually
the horror again.
Well, yeah, the Dunwich horror, and that's going to be a 6 Mythos session. That's like that's the first big box. Not counting obviously the core. This was kind of an introduction to these scenarios. And I'm looking forward to that because I actually like the Dunwich horror and that kind of lore. It's going to be very interesting to see how well they handle a different scenario. But we boosted them up. We have experience we need to spend still, and I'm very excited. So, scale of 1 to 10.
8.
8, really? Huh? Figured you would have given it higher.
I mean, I don't know what else you can say. I mean, it's very good. I mean, is it like 9, 10? It's good.
Right.
I mean, there's. I don't know. I know what you want. I mean, it's still expensive for this experience, though. This is very expensive.
Oh well, yeah.
And,
the whole because I have everything, and I have sleeve cards, and I have the insert, and I have the chest. That's one. Yeah. So it is very expensive. The core game, what we just did, is I think $40. But yeah, for everything, it does rack up.
Right. That's the number that I feel.
That's fine. That's fine.
It's very above average, and it is a very good time.
Yep.
You know, are there little nitpicks here and there? Yeah.
Yeah. I think we go one point higher. As of right now, I'm gonna give it a 9.
9.
Because I really have no complaints with it. It works very, very solid, and it's even higher because I like it so much as a deck builder and a living card game that it just hits. And also the theme. I just love this theme. But that's it, everyone. That is our thoughts on Arkham Horror, the card game. Let us know what you think of the game in the comments below. But other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.
Yay!
Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you want to support us, you can go ahead and click that link to go to my Patreon account. If you have any suggestions, you can go ahead and click the link in the show notes below to go to my Board Game Geek list. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.